70 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. I was just on the website, and I was so distracted. This is a pretty website, Robin. You got to see this website. It's WOW, right? WOW? Am I right? WOW?
It's WOW.
With the E.
WOWE.
WOWE.com. Okay, everybody. No, old guys, you got to go to this website. It's a really nice.
It's pretty amazing.
Pretty Selena Majors is on the phone. I hope I just didn't offend her. She's a professional wrestler and a trainer for up-and-coming wrestlers, and they have a new TV series called WOW, Women of Wrestling. It premieres tomorrow. Am I right?
Yep.
At 9 p.m. on Access TV. Good morning, Selena. It's an honor to have you on our show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on here.
Where are you?
I'm in Georgia right now. I'm normally in California, but I came home for Christmas, and my 79-year-old dad's having knee surgery, so I'm still in Georgia right now.
Oh, my God.
Oh
my gosh. So I went to the website, and I wanted to put a picture on there so people could see you. Are you one of the featured wrestlers, or you're at the training level, right?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been doing wrestling for over 30 years. My wrestling name back in the so if you want to check that out, I was Dandy back in the 80s and the 90s. And
okay.
I still wear my mullet. And but yes, I'm a trainer now. I'm a trainer, and I wear many hats with WOW.
All right, Selena, your phone cut out just as you were telling us your name. What is your name, your stage name?
Well, I was saying that back in the day, I wrestled as Dandy. That was my wrestling name.
Okay.
In the 80s and the 90s. Dandy, like the little deer, you know.
I found you. Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Look at you. Oh, wow.
But
Okay.
you can always know it's me because I wear the mullet. I've had it since I was 12 years old, and I'm 52, and I still have a mullet. So I guess it's my signature thing there. So.
Well, this is pretty amazing. Gosh, to feature the women of wrestling on television and to actually have different matches. That is pretty amazing, especially for you being the trainer. You've got to make sure that everybody's in shape, plus they won't get hurt.
Well, I tell you, it's a great journey that I've been on, and I've loved to evolve into the trainer. And I'm so excited because we've got the platform that women wrestling has never had before. And I'm so grateful for Access TV. And you were saying earlier, it debuts tomorrow night. And it's a big deal for everybody in wrestling because, you know, it's been a long time since there was an all-women's wrestling show. And my boss, the guy who invented the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, David McLean, he started it in the 80s. And we've struggled all these years for over 30 years to have an all-women's wrestling show. And we finally have the platform. And I'm so excited about it. And I think anybody that tunes in, whether you love wrestling or you don't like wrestling, I think you're going to be entertained Friday night.
I think so too, but I have I guess it's a serious question, and I'm sure this is something you have to deal with all the time. Do you have to get us as the audience, especially the male audience, just to be really honest about this? Do you have to get us past the eye candy stage, because it's so, I mean, you know, we are guys after all, and so we're looking at this. How do you get us past that so we start to look at the sport of it?
Well, I'm not a guy, so it's hard for me to answer that question. But I've got to say, just on a common sense level, that the athleticism, I mean, of the women. Now, I'm not a guy, so I don't know. You can watch any sport. Do you watch women's basketball and go, oh, I'm just looking at them or whatever because they're women?
Right.
I don't know. I can't answer that for a guy. That would have to be actually a guy question. But for me, I would say you'd have to be a moron if you don't see the athleticism of these girls. And the show is just fantastically entertaining. And if you're only watching it for the eye candy, I kind of feel sorry for people. But that's your choice, too. And if you want to do that, there's plenty of that also.
That was a great answer, actually. I guess the way I'm looking at it is as a dad. If I had a daughter who seriously wanted to do this, I would be, you know, trying to tell the audience, the guys, come on now, this is a sport. We got to pay attention and give her some respect here. And the fact that you haven't had a show till now makes me wonder if that maybe wasn't what was standing in between where you should have been and where you finally are.
Well, I think the world is a changing place now, and maybe the way, I guess the question that you're presenting is the way that men look at women maybe have changed over 30 years. I hope so. I hope I hope we're living in a better world that guys don't just look at girls as eye candy and nothing else.
Okay, that's a fair answer.
Since this is a full season, will there be individual matches every week, and then the people that win the particular match, they'll go on to another match where you'll have a winner at the very end?
Well, this is are you, number one, I'll ask you, are you a wrestling fan? Do you watch professional wrestling? We're just like any other wrestling show. It's not a tournament. In every wrestling, there's a champion. So I feel like in any sport, it's like asking a football team, are you playing to go to the, in baseball, are you planning to go to the World Series? In football, are you hoping to go to the Super Bowl? Well, of course, in wrestling, every woman that steps in the ring wants to be the champion. So I imagine that's the goal of every athlete, is to go to the very top. But, so yes, you'll see we have almost 40 women that participate in WOW. And so each week you'll see a different variety of women, but you'll also see everyone going towards the championship belt, because I guess that is the elite thing to do in any sport, is to be the champion of it.
This is wonderful.
For those who live in Central Florida, you've probably gone to the American Gladiator show in Orlando, right? Mm-hmm. That was a great example of athletes of both sexes that would compete, and actually they were competing. It wasn't a show. It was a show, but it wasn't a choreographed show. There was no planned winner in that, if you remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they still do that, but that's what comes to mind for me.
And
I don't know, what was that in the 80s, the American Gladiator? I remember seeing a little bit of that, but not too much of it. Yeah. So
and
that's what candy. I'll tell you that they were much more, because they were athletes. I think than anybody looked at them, they thought the same thing, that they were athletes. So.
And that's wonderful about these women, is that they are all role models. They all have values, and one wrestler that we know about, Steffi Slay, she's 22. She works 3 jobs, and she's a full-time college student, and she's a wrestler. So every woman that's out there wrestling, they all are role models in their own right.
Yeah, and I think there's a few wrestlers that come from your area. I know our champion is Santana Garrett, and I think she lives right around Orlando. She wrestles around the Florida area a lot, and has been doing it for almost a decade now. Yeah. We also have a wrestler down in your part of the area, the disciplinarian, who in real life is a teacher. And that's why a lot of people look at the show and they think, the misconception of it is they think that it is all show. And what they don't realize is that this girl, her name is Robin Reed, and she is a full-time teacher in Florida. And so when she comes to wrestle for us, she is the disciplinarian, which is much like her real life job. And then we have Tessa Blanchard, who, if anybody is a wrestling fan, you remember the Four Horsemen. And her dad was Tully Blanchard, and her stepdad is Magnum PA. Nice. So if you're a wrestling fan, you follow wrestling of the 80s, you got to know those names. So she's a third-generation wrestler and a phenomenal athlete.
A better reference for me, I picked a bad one with Gladiators. Right here in our town, we have Dory and Marty Funk, the husband and wife team, and they have helped to young girls who were involved in wrestling. We had a couple of them in the studio, as a matter of fact. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, so,
amazing.
So that's happening right here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what do you personally look for when you're training a wrestler?
Funny enough, I look for their passion because, I've looked at girls in the past, and some of them might have been the greatest athletes that you've ever seen, but they didn't put it first. It wasn't their passion, so they fell through the cracks. But then I've had other students who maybe they weren't the most athletic girl in the company, but boy, they had strong passion, and you could tell they wanted this more than anything else. So I think anything in life, when you have a strong passion, you're gonna be good at it.
Good said. Well said. And I think that's what Robin was trying to say with the role model comments that she made. Selena, it's an honor to have you on our show. The website is WOWE.com. The website for Access TV is AXS.TV. And the show is tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Access TV network. Selena, thank you for what you're doing, and please come back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I know a lot of people down in Florida. I wrestled down there for a long time, so please tune in. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think you'll be thoroughly entertained.
Very good. Thank you so much. Great interview. We'll be right back.
Get equipped for anything with a John Deere 3025